Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Matt and Sara Podcast. I am Matt.
And I am Sara. Hi, everyone. We are so happy you are here with us today.
Yes, we are really happy. Thank you so much for listening. If this is your first time here, welcome. We are so glad you found us.
And if you listen to us every week, thank you. You are amazing. We love our listeners so much.
Okay, Sara. Today is a very special episode. Are you excited?
I am so excited, Matt. Today's topic is really useful. I think everyone needs this.
Yes. Today, we are talking about job interviews in English.
Job interviews. That means when you go to a company and they ask you questions. They want to know about you. They want to know if you are a good person for the job.
Exactly. And today, we are going to do something fun. We are going to do a simulation. Do you know that word? Simulation?
Simulation. Let me explain. A simulation is when you practice something like it is real, but it is not real. It is just for practice.
Right. So today, I am going to be the interviewer. That means I am the person asking the questions.
And I am going to be the person looking for a job, the person answering the questions. In English, we call that person the candidate. Can you say that? Candidate.
Can-D-date. 3 parts. Can-D-date. Candidate.
Good. So Matt is the interviewer, and I am the candidate. We are going to show you a real job interview, step by step, very slowly.
And after each part, we will stop. We will explain the vocabulary. We will explain why we say certain things so you can learn and understand.
This is so important if you want to work in English, or even if you just want to practice your English in a formal situation.
Okay, before we start the simulation, let's talk a little bit. Sara, have you ever had a job interview in English?
Oh, yes. My first job interview in English was very scary. I remember I was so nervous. My hands were shaking.
Oh, no. What happened?
Well, the interviewer asked me a question, and I didn't understand the word strengths. Do you know that word? Strengths.
Strengths. That is a difficult word to pronounce. S-T-R-E-N-G-T-H-S. Strengths.
Yes, and I just looked at the interviewer and said, "Sorry, can you repeat that, please?" And she repeated it, and I still didn't understand. I was so embarrassed.
Oh, Sara. But that is okay. That is actually a very normal thing to happen. And today, we are going to help our listeners so that does not happen to them.
Exactly. And by the way, it is always okay to say, "Sorry, can you repeat that?" Or, "Sorry, can you say that more slowly?" That is not a problem. That is polite.
Great point. Okay, listeners, let's learn some key words before we start the simulation. Sara, what are some important words for a job interview?
Okay, let's start simple. The first word is position. A position is the job. For example, I am applying for the position of teacher. Applying means you are trying to get the job.
Good. So apply for a position means you are asking a company to give you a job. You are saying, "Hello, I want this job. Please consider me."
Yes, and another important word is experience. Experience means the things you have done before, the jobs you had before, the skills you learned.
For example, I have 5 years of experience in customer service. That means I worked in customer service for 5 years.
Great example. And one more word, resume. In American English, we say resume. In British English, people often say CV. It is a document. It has your name, your jobs, your education, your skills.
Right. You give your resume to the company when you apply for a job. It is like a short story about your professional life.
Professional. That is another good word. Professional means related to your job or your work, not personal, not casual.
Okay. I think we have enough vocabulary to start. Are you ready, Sara?
I am ready. Let's do this. But wait, before we start, let me give the listeners one tip.
Of course. What is the tip?
When you go to a job interview, always be polite. Always smile. always say please and thank you. These small things make a big difference.
That is so true. Okay, listeners, now we are going to start the simulation. I am the interviewer, Sarah is the candidate. She is looking for a job as a customer service representative at a company called Bright Solutions.
Customer service representative. That is the person who helps customers. If a customer has a problem, the customer service representative helps them.
Perfect. Okay, let's begin. Are you ready, candidate?
I am ready.
Good. Good morning. Please, come in. Have a seat.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
My name is Matt. I am the hiring manager here at Bright Solutions. It is nice to meet you.
It is very nice to meet you too, Matt. Thank you for this opportunity.
Of course. So let's get started. First, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yes, of course. My name is Sarah. I am 28 years old. I studied communications at university, and I graduated 3 years ago. After university, I worked for 2 years at a small retail company. I helped customers with their questions and their orders. I really enjoyed that work. I like helping people, and I like solving problems.
That is wonderful. Thank you, Sarah. Okay, let's pause here. Listeners, did you hear Sarah's answer? She answered the question, "Tell me about yourself." This is almost always the first question in a job interview. It is very common.
Yes, and the answer has a simple structure. You can say, my name is, I studied, I worked at, I enjoy.
Simple, clear, and organized. You do not need to say everything about your life, just the most important professional information.
And I used the phrase, I really enjoyed that work. That is important. You want to show the interviewer that you are a positive person, that you like working.
Also, did you notice I said, "Have a seat"? That means please sit down. It's a polite way to invite someone to sit.
And I said, thank you for this opportunity. Opportunity means a chance to do something. In this case, a chance to have the interview.
Great. Let's continue the simulation. Sarah, can you tell me, why do you want to work at Bright Solutions?
Yes, absolutely. I researched your company before this interview. I know that Bright Solutions is a leader in customer support technology. I also know that you have a very good reputation for treating your employees well. I want to work for a company that I believe in, and I believe in what Bright Solutions is doing.
Very good. And what are your strengths?
My greatest strength is my communication skills. I am a very good listener. When a customer has a problem, I listen carefully before I respond. I also think I am very patient. I stay calm in difficult situations, and I learn quickly. When I started my last job, I learned all the company systems in just 1 week.
Excellent. And what about your weaknesses? What is one weakness you have?
That is a great question. I think one weakness I have is that sometimes I focus too much on the details. I want everything to be perfect, but I'm working on this. I'm learning to also look at the big picture, the larger goals, and not only the small details.
I see. That is very honest. Thank you. Okay, let's stop again. Listeners, did you hear Sarah's answers? There were some very important phrases there. Let's look at them.
First, I researched your company. Research means you studied it. You looked for information. Before a job interview, always research the company. Know what they do. Know what they believe in.
That shows the interviewer that you were serious, that you were prepared.
Next, you have a very good reputation. Reputation means what people think about you. If a company has a good reputation, people think they are good. If a person has a good reputation, people trust them.
And I asked about strengths and weaknesses. These are classic interview questions. Almost every interviewer asks them.
A strength is something you are good at. A weakness is something you need to improve. And it's very important, when you talk about a weakness, always say how you are working to improve it. Like I said, I am working on this.
That shows you are self-aware. Self-aware means you know yourself. You understand your good points and your bad points.
And did you hear a very important phrase I used? That's a great question. This is something you can say to give yourself a little time to think. It's polite. It shows respect for the interviewer.
But don't say it for every question, just sometimes. If you say it for every question, it sounds strange.
Yes, Matt is right. Be natural.
Okay, let's continue. Sarah, can you describe your previous work experience in a little more detail?
Of course. As I mentioned, I worked at a retail company for 2 years. The company sold electronics, things like phones, computers, and tablets. My job was to help customers when they had questions or problems. For example, if a customer bought a phone and it was not working, they would come to me. I would listen to the problem, then I would try to find a solution. Sometimes I could fix the problem directly. Sometimes I needed to connect the customer with the technical team.
I see. And how did you handle difficult customers? Customers who were angry or frustrated?
That happened sometimes, yes. I always tried to stay calm. I never argued with the customer. The most important thing was to make the customer feel heard. I would say things like, "I understand how you feel," or "I am so sorry this happened. Let me help you." When a customer feels that you are on their side, they usually become calmer.
That sounds very professional. Did you work in a team?
Yes, absolutely. I worked in a team of 8 people. We had daily meetings every morning to talk about our goals for the day. I enjoyed the team environment. I think working with other people helps you learn faster, and together we can solve problems better than alone.
Wonderful. One more question about your experience. Can you give me an example of a time when you solved a difficult problem at work?
Yes, I can. One time, we had a situation where many customers called on the same day because of a technical issue with a popular product. The line was very long. Customers were waiting for a long time. My manager was not available, so I made a decision to organize my colleagues. I assigned each person to a specific type of problem. This way, we worked more efficiently. Within 2 hours, we had helped all the customers. My manager was very happy with how we handled the situation.
That is a great example. You showed initiative.
Thank you. Yes, I believe in taking initiative when it is needed.
Okay, another pause. Sarah, that was really good. Let's explain some more vocabulary.
Yes, so Matt asked me to describe my experience in more detail. In more detail means tell me more, give me more information, be more specific.
And Sarah used a great structure for talking about past experience. She said what the company did, what her job was, and she gave a specific example.
Specific. That means detailed, a real situation, not just general words. Interviewers love specific examples.
And I asked about difficult customers. Did you notice how Sarah answered? She used phrases like, "I always tried to stay calm," and "I never argued."
In a job interview, you always want to show that you are professional, calm, and positive, even when you talk about difficult situations.
And then I asked about working in a team. This is a very common question. Many jobs require teamwork.
Teamwork means working together with other people. A team is a group of people working toward the same goal. In English, there's a popular expression, "there's no I in team." That means a good team player thinks about the group, not only themselves.
I love that expression. And Sarah also used a very useful phrase. I enjoyed the team environment. Environment here means the atmosphere, the situation around you.
And finally, I answered the question about a time I solved a difficult problem. This type of question is very common. Interviewers want to hear stories about real situations. In English, this is called a behavioral question.
Behavioral. B-H-A-V-U-R-A-L. It means, tell me about your behavior in the past. What did you do in a specific situation?
A great way to answer behavioral questions is with the STAR method. S-T-A-R.
Oh, yes. Tell us about the STAR method, Sarah.
Okay. S is for situation. Describe the situation. Where were you? What was happening? T is for task. What was your job in that situation? What did you need to do? A is for action. What did you do? What steps did you take? And R is for result. What happened at the end? What was the result of your actions?
That is such a helpful method. Situation, task, action, result. Star.
If you use this method, your answer will always be organized and clear. The interviewer will understand you easily.
Okay, let's go back to the simulation. We're almost at the end. Sarah, I have a couple more questions. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
That is a good question. In 5 years, I hope to grow within the company. I would like to become more experienced in customer service and technology. And eventually, I hope to move into a leadership role, maybe as a team leader or a supervisor. I want to help train new employees and build a strong team.
That sounds like a great plan. And one last question. Do you have any questions for me?
Yes, actually. Thank you for asking. I have 2 questions. My first question is, what does a typical day look like for someone in this position? And my second question is, what do you enjoy most about working at Bright Solutions?
Great questions. A typical day includes responding to customer calls and emails, attending a short team meeting in the morning, and logging notes about each customer interaction. And what I enjoy most? I would say it's the team. The people here are very supportive and kind. It really feels like a family.
That is wonderful to hear. Thank you so much.
Of course. Well, Sarah, it was a real pleasure speaking with you today. We'll be in touch soon.
Thank you so much, Matt. It was a pleasure meeting you. I look forward to hearing from you.
Have a great day.
You too. Thank you again.
And scene. Great job, Sarah. That was amazing.
Thank you, Matt. That was so fun. I felt like I was really in a job interview.
You did so well. Okay, listeners, let's talk about the end of the interview. There were some very important phrases at the end.
Yes, Matt asked, where do you see yourself in 5 years? This is a very, very common interview question. The interviewer wants to know your goals, your plans for the future.
And notice how Sarah answered. She did not say, I want your job. Please do not say that. She said she wants to grow, gain experience, and eventually move into leadership.
Leadership means being a leader, a manager, someone who guides and helps others. Interviewers like to hear that you have ambition, but that you also want to contribute to the company.
Ambition. That means you have goals. You want to improve. You want to succeed.
And then Matt asked about working in a team. This is a very common question. Many jobs require teamwork.
Teamwork means working together with other people. A team is a group of people working toward the same goal. In English, there's a popular expression, there's no I in team. That means a good team player thinks about the group, not only themselves.
I love that expression. And Sarah also used a very useful phrase. I enjoyed the team environment. Environment here means the atmosphere, the situation around you.
And finally, I answered the question about a time I solved a difficult problem. This type of question is very common. Interviewers want to hear stories about real situations. In English, this is called a behavioral question.
Behavioral. B-H-V-U-R-O-L. It means, tell me about your behavior in the past. What did you do in a specific situation?
A great way to answer behavioral questions is with the STAR method. S-T-A-R.
Oh, yes. Tell us about the STAR method, Sarah.
Okay. S is for situation. Describe the situation. Where were you? What was happening? T is for task. What was your job in that situation? What did you need to do? A is for action. What did you do? What steps did you take? And R is for result. What happened at the end? What was the result of your actions? That is such a helpful method. Situation, task, action, result. STAR.
If you use this method, your answer will always be organized and clear. The interviewer will understand you easily.
Okay, let's go back to the simulation. We're almost at the end. Sarah, I have a couple more questions. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
That is a good question. In 5 years, I hope to grow within the company. I would like to become more experienced in customer service and technology. And eventually, I hope to move into a leadership role, maybe as a team leader or a supervisor. I want to help train new employees and build a strong team.
That sounds like a great plan. And one last question. Do you have any questions for me?
Yes, actually. Thank you for asking. I have two questions. My first question is, what does a typical day look like for someone in this position? And my second question is, what do you enjoy most about working at Bright Solutions?
Great questions. A typical day includes responding to customer calls and emails, attending a short team meeting in the morning, and logging notes about each customer interaction. And what I enjoy most? I would say it's the team. The people here are very supportive and kind. It really feels like a family.
That is wonderful to hear. Thank you so much.
Of course. Well, Sarah, it was a real pleasure speaking with you today. We'll be in touch soon.
Thank you so much, Matt. It was a pleasure meeting you. I look forward to hearing from you.
Have a great day.
You too. Thank you again.
And scene. Great job, Sarah. That was amazing.
Thank you, Matt. That was so fun. I felt like I was really in a job interview.
You did so well. Okay, listeners, let's talk about the end of the interview. There were some very important phrases at the end.
Yes, Matt asked, where do you see yourself in 5 years? This is a very, very common interview question. The interviewer wants to know your goals, your plans for the future.
And notice how Sarah answered. She did not say, I want your job. Please do not say that. She said she wants to grow, gain experience, and eventually move into leadership.
Leadership means being a leader, a manager, someone who guides and helps others. Interviewers like to hear that you have ambition, but that you also want to contribute to the company.
Ambition. That means you have goals. You want to improve. You want to succeed.
And then Matt asked, do you have any questions for me? This part is so important. Always have questions ready. If you say, no, I don't have any questions, it can look like you are not interested.
Asking questions shows that you are curious. You want to learn more. You are taking the interview seriously.
And look at the questions I asked. I asked about the typical day in the position, and I asked what Matt enjoyed about working there. These are great questions because they are professional, but also friendly.
And at the very end, we said goodbye in a professional way. I said it was a real pleasure speaking with you. Pleasure means it was enjoyable. It was a good experience.
And I said, I look forward to hearing from you. That means I am waiting for your call. I hope to hear good news soon. It is a polite and professional way to end an interview.
I look forward to is a very useful phrase. You can use it in emails too. I look forward to meeting you. I look forward to working with you.
It is formal, it is polite, and it sounds very professional.
Okay, listeners, let's review the most important phrases and vocabulary from today's episode. Are you ready?
Let's do a quick review. First, when you walk in. Good morning. It is nice to meet you. Thank you for this opportunity.
When you talk about yourself, my name is, I studied, I worked at, I enjoy.
When you talk about your strengths, my greatest strength is, I am very good at, I am a good listener. I stay calm under pressure.
When you talk about your weaknesses, one area I'm working on is, I am improving by.
When you answer a behavioral question, remember STAR. Situation, task, action, result.
When you ask questions at the end, what does a typical day look like? What do you enjoy most about working here?
And when you say goodbye, it was a pleasure meeting you. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you for your time.
Excellent review. Sarah, what is your #1 tip for someone who is preparing for a job interview in English?
My #1 tip is practice. Practice at home, practice with a friend, practice in front of a mirror. The more you practice, the more confident you will feel. Confident means you feel strong. You believe in yourself.
I love that. And my tip is prepare your stories. Think of 2 or 3 situations from your past work experience, situations where you did something good, where you solved a problem, where you helped someone. Have those stories ready because the interviewer will ask for examples.
That is such good advice, Matt. And remember, it is okay to make small mistakes in English. The interviewer understands that English may not be your first language. What is most important is that you communicate clearly and that you show your personality.
Absolutely. Be yourself, be honest, be polite, and speak slowly and clearly. Do not rush.
Yes, speaking slowly is actually a sign of confidence. When you speak too fast, it can be hard to understand. When you speak slowly and clearly, people respect you.
Great point. And if you do not understand a question, it is perfectly fine to say, "I'm sorry, could you repeat that?" Or, "Could you say that more slowly, please?"
The interviewer will not be angry. They will appreciate that you are trying to communicate well.
Okay, we are almost at the end of today's episode. Sarah, is there anything else you want to add?
Just one more thing. I want to talk about body language. Body language means how you use your body, not your words. During a job interview, try to sit up straight. Don't cross your arms. Make eye contact. That means look at the interviewer's eyes when you speak. And smile.
Yes, a smile is so powerful. It makes you look friendly and approachable. Approachable means easy to talk to, easy to be around.
And a firm handshake. When you meet the interviewer, give them a handshake. Not too soft, not too hard. Just firm, confident.
Perfect. Okay, listeners, thank you so much for being with us today. This was such a great episode. I really enjoyed doing the simulation.
Me too. It was so much fun, and I hope it was helpful for all of you.
If you're preparing for a job interview in English, listen to this episode again. Practice the phrases, write them down, say them out loud.
And if you have questions, you can leave a comment. We read your comments. We love hearing from you.
Thank you so much for listening to the Matt and Sara Podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, please share it with a friend who is learning English.
Every share helps us grow, and it helps more people learn English. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
We will be back very soon with another episode. Take care of yourselves, keep practicing your English, and remember,
You can do it. Learning a language is not easy, but every day you are getting better. We believe in you.
we really do. But before we go, let's do one last fun exercise for our listeners. Sarah, can we do a quick repeat after me section?
Oh, yes, I love this idea. Listeners, this is your homework. We are going to say some key phrases from today's episode. Say them out loud with us, okay? Let's go slowly.
Repeat after me. Good morning. It is nice to meet you.
Good. Now say it again. Good morning. It is nice to meet you.
Perfect. Now this one. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you for this opportunity. Beautiful. Say it with confidence.
Now this phrase. My greatest strength is my communication skills.
My greatest strength is my communication skills. Excellent.
And this one a little longer. I look forward to hearing from you.
I look forward to hearing from you. Wonderful. You are doing amazing.
And one more. Could you please repeat that?
Could you please repeat that? That one is so important. Never be afraid to ask for repetition. Never.
All right, listeners, you have just practiced 6 key phrases from a real job interview. You are already more prepared than before.
Language learning is like going to the gym. You need to practice a little bit every day. Even 5 minutes, even 10 minutes. It all adds up.
Adds up, that means the total gets bigger over time. A little bit every day becomes a lot over weeks and months.
And the most important thing, don't give up. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone feels nervous sometimes. Even native English speakers get nervous in job interviews.
That is so true, Sarah. I've been nervous in interviews too.
Really? Even you, Matt?
Even me. The first time I had a job interview for a big company, I forgot a word in the middle of a sentence, and I just stopped talking. Complete silence.
Oh no, what did you do?
I laughed a little and said, "Sorry, I lost my thought for a moment." And the interviewer laughed too and said, "That happens to everyone." And the interview continued just fine.
That is such a great story. It shows that being human, making mistakes, being honest is okay. The interviewer is also a person. They are not a robot.
Exactly. They want to see who you are. They want to connect with you as a person. So be professional, but also be real. Be genuine.
Genuine. That is a beautiful word. It means real, honest, true to yourself, not acting or pretending.
Be genuine, be prepared, be polite. Those are the 3 keys to a great job interview.
I love that. 3 P's. Well, 2 P's and a G. Prepared, polite, and genuine.
We should put that on a t-shirt.
Right? Prepared, polite, and genuine. Matt and Sara Podcast. I would buy that.
Me too. Okay, for real now, thank you all so much. We are so grateful for every single listener. You are the reason we make this podcast.
Every week, we try to bring you something useful, something fun, and something that helps your English get better. And we are going to keep doing that.
So subscribe, share, and come back next week. We have some great episodes coming up.
And until then, keep speaking English. Keep making mistakes. Keep learning. Every mistake is a step forward.
We really do. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye. See you next time on the Matt and Sara Podcast.